team ban.
Luminescence!
Alright, we're back at it. Hope this thing's on. We're ready to go here. Right back into a bit of a throwback for myself. Back into the Amateur Dota 2 League, and it's Season 3. This is the Open League, as opposed to, of course, the Invitational. But this should be a lot of fun. I was asked to cast this game, and I'm happy to do so. I have a free afternoon, and why not, right? Should be some good old fun. Happy to go to my true amateur roots in this one, and it looks like the draft is going very, very quickly this time around. So I'll go ahead and shut this crazy-ass music off right here. Fantastic. And we'll get underway. This will be a matchup, it looks like, between Nighthawks going against Tegu Opa, and they let me know that Tengu is actually the name of the courier, and it looks like you can see the courier right there in their particular little banner. So we'll see if they, you know, it can get showcased in this lineup, and we'll see how they can fare. The gentleman who asked me to cast this will be Mr. Leskin Suk. Got some difficult names here. I hope I can do my best with it. But regardless, let's get going. Man, look at these bands already caught out. Nothing too surprising. Ember's Spirit and Invoker. First two bands. Lycanthrope, of course, but somehow they managed to let through the Ancient Apparition. And look at this. Nighthawks actually pick up a Timbersaw first, which is something we don't see ever, you know, lately. I mean, Timbersaw, even as of late, hasn't been picked up too often. He definitely still has all the tools to be an excellent, you know, mid-game snowball hero with heavy burst. And Ancient Apparition and Vengeful Spirit are very squishy, so there's some prominent options there, but picking up a Timbersaw that early is always just very, very risky. You're setting the opportunity for Tengu to kind of pick up some counters. Drow Ranger is an intriguing pickup. She does have a Silence, which is definitely an enemy to the Timbersaw, but you know, a lot of people like to shy away from Drow Ranger. She doesn't really have too much else to offer. She's also very squishy, but I mean, let's give it up for Tengu right now in their very blue lineup. But just as I say, they pull out some sort of crazy Pugna and make it all fancy and green, so a bit unusual. On Nighthawk's side, they follow things up with a Dazzle Grab, one of the greatest babysitters to hit the game right now, especially with the powers of that Shallow Grave, and of course his Weave with that prominent minus armor works very nicely, hand in hand with maybe a core carry who could take advantage with a Desolator or maybe a Medallion pickup. Nyx Assassin looks like it could be their potential offlaner, and can't go wrong with that. Nyx Assassin, one of the greater initiates in the game with the help of that Vendetta, and of course can hold his own in the offlane with the help of that Spiked Carapace. And it looks like their late gamer is going to be a Luna, which is a bit intriguing. Typically I like to see Lunas who are, you know, gonna have some heavy babysitting, which I guess works nicely with the Dazzle on your team. By the way, quick shout out to Hyper Noisy. Thanks for following the light, my friend, and appreciate all the support I can get. I'm casting this live over at twitch.tv/CoddleGuy, and of course now I'm going to be partnered up with High Ground TV, and you guys, if you haven't already, please check it out. Fiddle Faddle Gumdrops, I will not take off my shirt. I do appreciate the effort. Again, every stream coming in, one of the first to arrive to make sure he might have the opportunity to see me without my top on. Today, though, will not be the day, but I do appreciate you coming by, sir. Anyways, Tegu Opa, what are we going to do? I mean, you have a little bit of this push strategy happening here with the Pugna. Are you going to move on from that? But, you know, they need an offlaner. Who's going to hold their own in the offlane? There are still some good options there if they want to go with something like the Clockwork, and even a Bat Rider somehow has made his way all the way through this draft without being picked up. But once again, I want to remind everyone, this is Amateur Dota, all right? This isn't going to be your Team Liquids, your EGs, your VGs, what have you. This is going to be something entirely different. Now, this is going to be a Puck final pickup right here, so I guess, you know, no mid lane Pugna. Or maybe it could be a mid lane Pugna and they will roll with the Puck in the off lane. That definitely is an option. And then you could do some sort of tri-blue Fecta lane. here with the Ancient, the Vengeful, and the Drow Ranger. But as far as synergy goes, it's a bit questionable. I mean, I guess you have a bit of a lockdown with the Dream Coil of this puck, and you can land a pretty simplistic Ancient Apparition ultimate here. But you're talking about a couple supports who are going to need a lot of levels. I always have a weird stigma against Vengeful Spirit being a support. I'm not a big fan of it. Nether Swap, though a great ability, the range is just so puny at level 1. It is actually, you know, near pathetic, but we'll see if they can make it work. Over on Nighthawks, we're looking to get the final ban here. It looks like they were getting my idea. They thought that Clockwork would be the off-lane choice, but nope, that will not be the option. But for their final pickup, they're going to have to round it up potentially with a new support here. Rubik is still in the pool and can be a, you know, decently pick up. You know, you can get a fair amount of disables with the help of the Magic Missile. And nope, it's going to be a Death Prophet. So this is a pretty hardcore support Dazzle right here. He's going to have a lot on his plate, having to deal with all the babysitting abilities, plus picking up the wards, the smokes, what mind you. And you know, if they decide to go with maybe a Shadowblade Drow Ranger, which seems a little far-fetched, but it is amateur Dota, he'll also have to inherit the responsibilities of getting sort of that vision. So let's go ahead and hop into the game. You can see I got it going right here, but we already got an immediate pause. A lot of people getting real excited that the game is streamed. I'm excited. It's okay. It's fair enough for everyone to be excited. I'm a bit, you know, nervous as, not really nervous, but, you know, a bit uneasy as this has been my first solo cast in quite some time, and it actually has been my first cast in quite some time as the main caster, and I actually now have control of the camera. Lately, I've been sitting back as the co-caster and letting my fellow caster do all of the work, and now I actually have to care about what you guys are seeing on the screen. Now, as the pause continues, I guess I can go ahead and fill you in on what exactly we are watching. This is, once again, the Amateur 2 Dota League. If you want to find more information on them, you can go to amateurdota2league.com, where you can find the schedule, the current standings, and all the information you could ever want. If you want a ticket to watch this, it's 99 cents in the store right now, Amateur Dota 2 Season 3 Open League, but they also have the Season 3 Invitational, and that comes with a sweet little bonus. Let me see if I can quickly do something fancy here. Global sauce, invitation, absolutely, there it is. Bam, look at that production value right in the middle of the screen. You can see right there, 82L Season 3 is back with the Invitational starting March 18th, which has obviously already been going on, but you could sweep up Billy the Bounce Back at the Courier. I mean, I don't know what the hell beat him up. He looks like he has his ass kicked, but he's an adorable little Courier.
Now you see,
you know, why not? Hey, what's up, my friend? Nevelathion? Sorry if I butchered that name. Welcome. Thank you for following the light. We appreciate that. Let's throw that advertisement down and let's get the game underway as the pause is now concluded. You know what? I get to actually do my own introductions here. So let's start things off for Team Nighthawks. I almost forgot their name right there. We got leading out the front, the Fountain, apparently. No, I don't want to look at the Fountain. Luna is going to be played by, oh my god, Avril Lavigne. On your Luna looks like it'll be heading to the bottom safe lane. Next up, we got Timbersaw, played by Mr. Megadeth, still hanging around the Fountain, as it would seem. Nyx Assassin, also apparently heading down to the safe lane area. And he's going to be played by Mr. Septic Spleen. We got on your Death Prophet, Mr. Aeon. I was trying to make sure I got all their names correct and I didn't pronounce them or butcher them too much, so I hope I'm holding true right here. We got Aeon representing your mid lane, and finally we got Dazzle as well in this trifecta scenario in the bottom safe lane. He's going to be played by Mr. Evos. And also, for your Tegu Opa squad, which I guess first and foremost we should see, are they sporting? No, they're not even sporting their own Courier. Apparently, I guess they have it in the workshop and they're waiting for its approval. But let's go ahead and continue. We got the one and only, the MVP of this one, the gentleman who asked me to cast this game, Mr. Leskin Suk, is going to be playing your support Ancient Apparition. He is the stand-in this afternoon for Team Opa here. And second up, we got Drow Ranger hiding right there behind the trees. That's not Drow. We want Drow. Drow with the little cat ears, as you can see. Mr. High as Puck. Fantastic name. Vengeful Spirit going to be by Eisen, and mid lane we look to have Puck, who is played by Mr. Pedobear himself. A big fan of younger children. And we got Peaky playing your Pugna up solo in the top safe lane. And with that said, we got the game underway. Already Lasta denies up. Puck leading the front immediately, Mr. Pedo Bear. He's going to be contesting the Death Prophet, which should be a solid advantage for him. We got a little bit of aggression potentially, though, in this bottom lane. We'll try to make sure we have our camera down here, as it's going to be a try versus try. Relatively even get up right here. You got a bit of lockdown from both teams, from the Knicks and the Vengeful. So nothing too surprising. Sook looks like he's going to hang out nearby. He's going to need that XP, but they have to try to prevent them from getting those pulls in. They've already done it right here with the help of the ward. It looks like that the Nighthawks aren't quite looking into any sort of counter detection to get the pull back in their favor. Already immediate babysit coming here. Sook grabs a haste for himself, and he's going to head it right down to the bottom lane. But as it stands, it's just going to be a bit of a qualm back and forth, nothing too serious. I am pretty intrigued about this top matchup, however. The Pugna going against a Timbersaw, not something you do get to see very often. I would partially favor the Timbersaw in this one. He can snowball out of control, but we'll see. It could also come down. Man, he is being a pest with those auto attacks right now. Not letting him have anything easy. There goes a bit of an impale, as it looks that Opa wanted to get a little bit of aggressive right there. VS has to be careful. Eisen already well below half life, so he can't take too much punishment, and they will opt to pull back. As it stands right now, I believe Nighthawks have acquired 5 points. That's 5 wins so far in this season. Opa is at 6, so just barely ahead. The top team right now is at 10 points. This is the last week, actually, of the, I guess, qualifier stage, if you will. Then we move on to the playoffs, which begin next week. So, you know, if you want a lot of good quality item drops from a lot of amateur play, be sure to get that ticket. It's going to be fantastic. Top lane, look at this. Early ward throwdown. Man, he is just isolating him off. There goes the blast. It's nowhere near the mark, but he feels pretty confident here. He's looking to try to get away. Timber chains down. He's trying to burst him back. All the meanwhile, we miss first blood. You know, classic Coddle guy casting, but it doesn't matter because I do catch the opportunity to see Timbersaw pick up the kill on the Pugna, and they end up trading 1 for 1. So, in the end, I mean, the Ancient Apparition getting the kill on the Luna. That's a very prized pickoff, so I do have to give the advantage to Team Opa right there on getting that one. I'm sure he's very happy to get the first blood in his own requested streamed match. As far as CS is concerned, man, my man Pedo Bear right here doing work in this mid lane. 14-7 in comparison to Aeon's 6-2, so he's going to have to step his game up. I wouldn't be surprised if Death Prophet does not venture out of this lane. He'll probably hang strong till level 6. You know, look for the opportunity of Pug leaving the lane with his Dream Coil and doing business elsewhere, allowing the Death Prophet to pop the Exorcism and take down this tier 1 very quickly, which is definitely something she would like. Luna looks to make the trip to the top lane, so they're making an audible switch right here, a 2-1-2. They want to possibly make a go here on the Pugna, who drops the ward. Timber Chain out right now. Do they have enough burst to take him down? Throwing back a little bit of burst himself. The Timber Chain is off the mark, and they will have to pull back. A bit of commitment issues. They get out the Lucent Beam, but it will not be enough. Pugna making the run back, runs right into the Saw. Oh, Death misses the Timber Chain. Oh, the sloppy play back and forth continues as the blast doesn't land either, and they step back. So, could be potential jitters early in this one, but a bit of sloppy work from both sides, unable to get anyone down. Eats another Lucent Beam, though, and has to be careful. Avril feeling a little aggressive, eats the blast and steps back. So, really intriguing here. Long magic missile in the bottom lane. They're looking to make a go on Evos, who immediately pulls out the Shallow Grave. It's doing work for him right now. Nyx Assassin not close enough to stop. He needs to try to block him off, but it will not matter. Dazzle ends up being taken down, and Team Opa pull ahead 2-1. Man, if you hear a lot of background noise, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. This is New York City, folks, and my neighbors apparently are vacuuming in the hallway. There's a lot of honking outside. Just, you know, when you don't have a co-caster, you have your ambiance to work with, I guess. That vacuum is like right outside the door. Broya 687, thank you, my friend, on following the light. I definitely appreciate it. And make sure everyone checks out High Ground TV. I'm going to do a little bit of a shameless plug right there, as we're going to have a bit of a smoke gank attempt cleaning up this mid lane here. Izan leading the front. This Death Prophet's looking pretty delicious. He's already having a very hard time in this mid lane. They're looking to make things difficult. I'm sure they're calling it out that they're missing. He's scouting right now. He does see the Ancient Apparition and immediately pulls back, throws out the ping, and they look like they will have to call off the task forces of this gank. So she's still hanging around. Gotta be careful. Dee Dee is bottled up, but Puck looking to push forward. Boots acquired, Null Tailsman, etc. Probably wants to get that blink, though, sooner than later. Working on fair time. I believe not too long ago we saw one of the fastest blink pickups, played by Mason, who was a stand-in for EG. He got a blink dagger, I believe, on puck in like just under 5 minutes. It was amazing. Bottom lane, however, looks like Timbersaw is eating a bit of punishment right now. He's getting right-click down. Same goes for the Nyx Assassin, but they can't quite commit on one. And with the help of that reactive armor, it's going to be pretty tricky to try to take him down. So they will pull back and get nothing of it in the meantime. So another lane switch that comes out is Dazzle and Luna will be hand-in-hand in this top lane going against the Pugna. Pugna has been, faring pretty well himself in this lane. He's 24 now and 5 as far as CS, so both him and his teammate Puck leading the front. Even Drow is right in there, so very good early laning phase coming out from Team Tegu Opa. Oh, you hear no background noise? I appreciate that. Well, it's good to know. I guess I'm just getting a bit sensitive and can never count on the fact on how crazy sensitive this microphone can be. You can hear me use the bathroom a few feet away. I don't know what else it can hear. Oh, blast continues. Man, Pugna not making it easy for this Luna to commit to some CS for himself. She's not even near the farm she needs to have right now. So that's a bit of a worrisome here for Nighthawks. They're going to need more going. We have a disconnect coming out in the field. Aizen, don't be surprised if we see a pause, and there it is. So now we get the luxury of filling more airtime. But yeah, I was plugging a little bit right there. High Ground TV, guys, you should definitely check it out. It's not just about the casting. It's about the content we want to bring to you. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. There's an interview with Bulba that just went up, a bit of a workshop weekly right there. We have some fantastic writers, Darius, Mason. We got Knights, who does a great job getting the one-on-one interviews going, and of course Greg, What Is Hip, Ma, and myself as your casting team. We're having a good time. We're doing the American Dota League right now, and there's actually more games that are going to be happening tonight. I believe they start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I should be joining Mott for that one, but I'm having a great time already so far. I know there's a bit of a pauses and a bit of a sloppy play, but it's always good fun because this is the kind of Dota that I can relate to, being an amateur myself. I am absolutely terrible at the game. I'm sure even these fine gentlemen would make me look absolutely bad. But we got some celebrities here. Let's not forget Pedo Bear in the house. We got Avril Lavigne. This is a star-studded event. A lot of these top-notch celebrities, they don't get to play Dota very often, so they're going to go ahead and try their efforts in the amateur league. So let's give a quick shout-out and quick applause to them. Fantastic. But in the meantime, we're going to have to wait out this pause as Vengeful Spirit taking her sweet time trying to get back into this one. Now, it is what it is, I guess. Twitch.tv/Kyle, guys, where we are live right now, and don't be afraid, as long as you connected your Steam account, you do still have the opportunity to get those sweet amateur Dota drops, and I've got a couple of them myself, and you really never know. But lately, I've been on the hunt for a new courier. I guess being a strong support player, I love using the couriers, so I kind of want to get that Lotus effect. I don't know why. I'm so fascinated by that, but whatever. Let's talk about the game a little bit more. Well, if I was to look over these drafts on paper, even though the laning phase early is looking really great for Tegu Opa, I do like Nighthawks' draft better. I just don't think they're able to pull off what they want. They have some heavy pushing power here to work with and some good babysitting potential, but it's just been a really rough early game so far for them, and it's going to be questionable or not if they can bounce back from this one. We'll see if that's the case. Ancient Apparition, once he gets his level 6 himself, things are going to also change for the side of Opa. They have their own pushing force with the Pugna. He might even do that kind of a thing that you see a Broodmother kind of do and just hang strong in the top lane and try to take a couple of towers in his own right with the help of his blast. It looks like he hasn't been too much on the tower just yet. It's only dwindled a little bit, but he might be doing it right here. We'll see. But it looks like we do have Vengeful is back in this one. Aizen has graced his presence with us, so we're happy to be here. Magical Poop, thank you, telling it like it is. I hear the vacuum, but it's fine, I guess. Game is back and underway. Pedo Bear, nice little juke there on the Crypt Swarm. Props to you, sir. Popping on the Illusion Rune is let's see if they can use it to advantage to get back in the CS game for him. But all is quiet right now on the Western Front. Something you don't see too often is this Timbersaw is going to be accompanied by the Nyx Assassin, two prominent offlaners kind of hanging out side by side here. And it looks like we're going to have a bit of an early smoke gank. Might be a bit of a call here coming out from Sook and Eisen as they're making the rotation all the way around. They're looking to make a go on the Timber Saw, who can be pretty elusive. He's been a bit questionable landing the Timber Chains, though, so we'll see if they can get it. They're making a run in, but they don't catch him. The pings already fly out, but they can't find him right there. They can't get the opportunity. They do assume there's a ward. They will find a sentry, though, so it's a little bit of a victory. Nyx is nearby, but he's not level 6 to get away with a Vendetta. We'll keep our eyes here. Chilling Touch to go out. Magic Missile will fly, but his company's way far behind. Nice Spike Carapace will try to slow him down. The silence is there temporarily, but they can't quite catch up with the help of the Cold Feet. He's making the run back to the tower. Timbersaw is there to bodyguard him, and nothing will end up coming of it. So a valiant effort, but they're unable to get the pick off they want. Just a little too far. And look at this, Pugna has to make actually the long run back to the base. Looks like he was eating a bit of harassment. And finally, Luna has the opportunity and the space to get a lot of farm for himself. Looks like we're seeing a rotation here. Dazzle going to make his move to the bottom lane, hiding in the backdrop right now. Didn't even take the opportunity to heal up properly, so he's got to clarity up the rest of his mana here. No level 6 weave. He's going with the 3 levels in the Shadow Wave, so that's some heavy burst if they can get a lot of cluster. That's something also that the Timbersaw is going to be looking for. Man, he's eating a lot of damage. He's going to go ham. Can he get the Shallow Grave off? There's a bit of a heal. There is the Grave. Nice bait in, but he's got to try to get away from this one. Shallow Grave should end. Timber Chain won't land, and he will end up falling. Sook ends up moving into a killing spree. Props to him on the Ancient Apparition for right-clicking at home. They trade 1 for 1. They do lose the Drow, though. So, you know, it might be a bit of a stalemate there in the end as they lose their core in exchange. And it does look like they end up losing the other core in the top lane. Apologies on missing that one, unfortunately. But it does look like Pugna makes his return back to the top lane and takes down the Blue Rider Luna. Sends her packing all the way back to the base. Pedobear's been very confident sitting in this mid lane. He actually went for Power Treads. No quick Blink Dagger for him, but he is already near level 9. Has easily had this Dream Coil available, but doesn't want to take the opportunity to rotate out of this lane just yet. They're feeling pretty confident. They're already up 4-2. Gold already over 4K in their favor, surprisingly enough. And just like that, the tower in the top lane was taken down by Pugna in the blink of an eye. Last time I looked at that tower, it was almost full. That's the disgusting pushing power that this Pugna has, and he's looking to make an appearance in the bottom lane. We want another tier 1 tower. We're going to try to snowball this game out of control and just get all the gold in our favor. Look at that blast go. Already solo. They're going to try to come together here and see if they can get immediate tier 1. Let's see if they can do it right now. 4 people committed for this one. They're going to quickly wipe out the creep wave. They're looking to make a go on the Timbersaw potentially. They're going out. Here comes the blast. It's going very low. Nyx Assassin, you cannot defend this one. They throw out the Impale. Cold Feet, are they going to catch up and throw out the Magic Missile? Ooh, they can't quite get in range. Eisen, not quite close enough. They're slowing him down. The Life Drain, the range, not quite enough. He's making a run. There's the one auto attack, but the Grave coming out the last second. Ends up saving him. Nice save coming out from the Dazzle right there. I don't know if that one auto attack would have been enough, but the slow of it definitely would have been very punishing, and he gets away, but they do lose the tower in the end. Coil going out in the mid lane. Puck wants to make a go. Pedobear, can he get it? Yes, he can. Catches off the Death Prophet. Very nicely done. Finally able to assert himself in the lane and gets it done. Man, Tegu Opa running away with this game very quickly, already adding pressure on this tier 2, and with the help of a Pugna, they can definitely get that done.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Here comes some rotations from Nighthawk's side. Timbersaw does have the ability to prevent the push, but my god, that blast in that tower. Timbersaw, what is happening? You just got back. Oh no. Oh, Nyx Assassin gets bursted down from that blast as well. Pugna doing so much work with it. Very confidently sitting in that top lane until the Nether Blast reaches level 4, and that's when you do work, and he is showing it. Tier 1 top, Tier 1 bottom, and the Tier 2. A couple of kills along the way, and what was once a 4,000 gold lead has turned into nearly an 8,000 gold lead for Mr. Tegu Opa. Or the gentleman of Tegu Opa, I guess, if you will. Well, no surprises. Now they're going to make the rotation up to the mid lane. This tier 1 tower is already very low. One blast should be able, to take it down if they decide to time it out. There's a silence, though, coming out from Prophet and popping out the Exorcism. I don't know if... Oh, wow, big damage, but they run right into Drow Ranger, who shows up as reinforcements. The blast coming out from Ancient Apparition, and 2 go down immediately, along with the tower. This could be a quick GG right now. Dazzle eats the coil, running back. Desperate Shallow Grave is temporary, but he does stun himself. He will not be able to get away with this. Good day, sir. And back to the fountain you go. Tegu Opa, man. Doing tremendous work in this one. Looking to end it early here. It is a 2-game series, so there will be a follow-up game. But I mean, you never know. We're talking about a lot of eggs in the Luna basket. Avril Lavigne. You love skater boys, but do you love trying to go for a comeback? Eclipse is online. We have yet to see it used. Still trying to acquire a lot of defense for himself. The power treads and the poor man's shield. But aside from that, nothing else to show for it at 13 minutes in. It's very hard times. Stun the fly out on Aeon. Death Prophet throws out the Crypt trying to get away, and it looks like they have their eyes on Puck, but Puck is so elusive. This is going to be a waste of time, but they still want to go. No, now they pull back. They're looking to catch out Aizen, and Aizen does fall. Vengeful Spirit hands himself over. It's still 3-10, though, in favor of Team Opa, as it looks like they want to get a push going for themselves. Aeon, no Exorcism yet, but they do have a bit of numbers. Rotation comes in. Oh, no, Pugna! Trying to hold his own, shoves right in, but they can't capitalize on it. He pushes back, and with the help of the mechanism, he will survive. The ward doing a little bit of damage, and they hold strong, not even handing over the tier 1 tower. Look at this crafty bitch. Running up from the south, eating a lot of damage. Pugna doesn't even want to bother going for her. The coil does end up going out. The jump in is too high. It's a bit sloppy right now. Pugna ends up getting 2. Puck steps in, laying out the right clicks right now. They're trying to make a run. Dazzle has no more mana to help out. Aeon slowed down and taken apart. Pedo moving into a dominating streak. Now looking to run. They're hungry for more. Dazzle, desperate, runs to the south, looking to go into the bottom area right now. All the meanwhile, the cat-like Drow Ranger pushing in the top lane. It's a hot mess. We're well beyond 12k gold lead right now. Tegu Opa doing serious work from the early game, snowballing through, looking to end this one probably before the 20-minute mark. Nyx Assassin finally vendetted up. The Ice Blast will fly, doesn't quite land. Life Drain there as a bit of a harassment in case it did, but that will not be the case. One more blast, and that tier 2 is also taken down. And before 15 minutes, all outer towers have been taken down. So, quick props to Tegu Opa for their heavy pushing efforts right there to get that objective done very quickly. Man, as a Death Prophet, you're looking to try to get the opportunity to push out for yourself. The Exorcism, such a great ability to work with, but they're not making it easy, man. Opa's even hanging still nearby, trying to possibly bait something out. They're not looking to pull back just yet. They don't want to make a move into maybe Roshan. Nothing like that. No, sir. We're looking to see if we can kind of push the high hill already. We already have the Pugna who can get it done. Look at oh, jumping coil on Luna. The prize pick-off if they can get it. They end up already taking apart 2. She has a Dagon, ripping them down. That's 4. That's 5. In the blink of an eye, Tegu Opa wipe out Team Nighthawks. They throw up the white flag. It's GG, and we're already going to be moving into game number 2 after a very quick win in game number 1 for Tegu Opa. Props to them. We'll hop into game number 2. I'm streaming live right now over at twitch.tv/ColoGuy. Would appreciate your follow there and a follow on my Twitter at ColoGuy. And of course, please do support the amateur scene, the Amateur 2 Dota League. And you can also check out High Ground TV. So we'll take a bit of a small break and come right back for game number 2.